Hello and welcome to the Ventura Rock Spot. I'm Jeff Donovan and I'll be your host. The Ventura Rock Spot is a monthly program featuring original musicians from or traveling through the Ventura area. Come check out the website at VenturaRockSpot.com. You can see all the past episodes or learn how to become a featured artist yourself. And if you're ever wondering what's going on in the music scene around Ventura, be sure to check out VenturaRockS.com for all the most current updated information. All right, well, on tonight's episode, we have with us Tommy Foytek. Thanks for being with us today, Tommy.
Hey, thank you so much, Jeff, for having me. Awesome.
It's a pleasure, brother. So let's get right started. Or started right.
Started right, man.
So you're one of the veterans of the Ventura music scene, but for our viewers who aren't familiar with you or your work, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got started and where the journey's taken you?
Oh, wow. Well, gosh, actually, I kind of reminisced earlier about that, how I started in like 91 or 92 with electric shock therapy out of Ventura. It was kind of a heavy band, which turned into Big Daddy Crunch. We played some decent shows at the theater and with the Ska Daddies, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy in the early days. And then that band broke up and turned into Prime Civil, and which kind of turned into some other guys brought together Worm Wagon, which had some great gigs too, and played the theater, of course. And then AGP came out of that, which was my own band where I was writing my own music. And that one had a good run until the 2000 or so, when I ended up, probably the end of the 2000s, I joined like the Kill Junkies and Quiverbone. Gosh, man. After that, I got into Flat Tire, which was my first little trio band with Gary playing some blues and anything I loved. It's like the world. I could play from Irish folk to rock and roll and heavy metal. It didn't matter. And then I joined the Magnificent Bastards for a little run, of course, and Buena Onda more recently, besides my little trio. And I played with Gary Ballin, which is the guy, the Human Jukebox over there at the Harbor. And I had a good run playing with that guy after playing with Finhead, of course, who was another local guy. And these guys just have me play whatever. I find the key, major, minor, just dance with the music. And from those gigs, I ended up hosting the open mic, which has had a 4 or 5 year run now at the Harbor at the Lookout.
Yeah, we'll get to that part in a little bit, but you've been in a lot of bands around town, yeah.
Yeah, time's flown and bands change and things happen.
When did you start? When was the first band? How old were you?
Oh gosh, I was in my 20s when I first performed. I started kind of late. I was 15 when I got my first guitar. Yeah, about 15, and got my first nice guitar at 17, and I played pretty well, fairly fast. I played a tennis racket for years, so I kind of knew what to do when I finally got my guitar, and I was playing little leads and stuff pretty quick. But I wanted to make sure I was ready to play when I played live. So when I jammed with electric shock, I could throw some decent riffs, and I was probably in my early 20s at that point.
Oh, good deal. So on that note, let's take a look at one of your viewers, so our viewers out there can become familiar with some of your work. This is one of your originals called Stray Bullet.